Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. We have about 3 more minutes, so we're just going to give it a second, let a few more people join, and then we will be ready to go. So give us just a couple of minutes and we'll go ahead and get started.
Hello, Shanna. Hello, Trip.
Hey Evelyn, how are you?
I am doing wonderful. How is everything going at your end?
It's going well, thank you. I can't believe this week is almost over. It flew by.
It sure did.
So tonight we're going to be speaking to restaurant owners, managers, decision makers, and give them all the information about Trip and Trip Delivers and how we're different and what we offer. So we might be getting some questions that are outside of our typical training questions, but we will be able to handle them. So that's what tonight's agenda is all about.
Amazing. So we have a few people from Miami, St. Louis, and we have a couple of people from Canada as well.
Oh, perfect.
And yeah, welcome, guys.
So I think we'll give it about another minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to go on mute until we are ready to go.
Is anyone watching? There's a football game tonight, correct? Is there one?
There should be because it's Thursday, but I don't know who's playing.
Hey.
If you were to ask me college football, I could tell you all about it. NFL, not quite as knowledgeable.
Very nice, very nice.
I mean, I do know they play Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. I should know who's playing.
Amazing. So we have people
out there does.
I know, right? So we have people from DC, good evening, in Tucson, Arizona, and Vegas, and Chicago.
Speaking of football in DC, what did the Washington Redskins rename themselves? Just the Washington? I don't know.
Daniel, do you know?
Trivia questions we should
ask that.
Somebody put them in the responses if you know. Oh, Washington football team.
The football team, yep.
I knew I was close. All right, well, it's 7:00. So I guess we can go ahead and get this party started. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and then we'll go from there. So I just want to thank everyone for coming. I'm Shanna and I am the head of our restaurant and grocery partnerships. And then I have Evelyn with me. Evelyn is really all things support. So as soon as anyone comes on and then they have questions and comments and concerns and why doesn't this work and how does this work and all of those great things, Evelyn is all things support. So she's here to help us with our Q&A and I'm here to talk about what we offer as far as partnerships for restaurants. And that's what we'll kind of discuss today. So who is Trip Delivers? What makes Trip Delivers different? We're going to go through what it's like to be a driver, what it's like to be a consumer, what our app looks like, restaurants, for the restaurants as well, and then questions, comments, and concerns. So who is Trip Delivers? So we're based out of Las Vegas. Our executives have immense experience with a combined 20 startup builds under their belts. There's really no task that they can't tackle. Trip Delivers is owned by Trip Technologies. It's a rideshare company entering the marketplace with a unique SaaS business model. So we're unlike your traditional third-party rideshare companies and delivery companies where we offer a SaaS product to our drivers, consumers, and restaurateurs, and offer it in a little bit different aspect and way that the traditional third-party companies do. We place more money in the drivers and restaurants' hands, and we leave more money in the consumers' pockets. So what makes Trip Delivers different? So our drivers keep 100% of their fare and tip. Our drivers own their own business. They have their own merchant account, meaning the money goes directly to the driver. So if I was a rider, I go on to Trip Delivers, I use our SaaS platform, I put in where I'm going, it's going to send me a driver. When that driver comes and I pay, it's actually being processed through the app of that driver's credit card processor. So they have their own merchant account. The money goes directly to them. Yes, they're paying, the rider is paying through Trip, but that money goes directly to the driver. We don't hold any of their money. So restaurants only pay a small flat fee per order and no commissions on orders. So those huge commissions that are being paid with the DoorDashes, Uber Eats, Grubhubs of the world is not the same here at Trip Delivers. You have a small flat per order fee, no commissions. You also have your own merchant account. So that money goes directly to the restaurant. We do not hold it. Also, Trip Delivers allows restaurants to process Trip delivery orders, meaning our drivers are doing your deliveries, process orders for in-house delivery. So if you also have your own delivery drivers and you want to offer that option as well, you can do so. You do have a discounted flat fee for those. And then you can also do pickup orders. So our customers would be able to take advantage of both of your delivery options if you have them and pickup orders. And then consumers will see no service fees and transparent order totals. So for the driver, what happens is they sign up, they submit their documents, they pick their plan, and they start driving. The minimum age is 18. We support cars, bikes, scooters, motorcycles. Our drivers are background checked and all the documents are approved manually, meaning our screeners are looking at each document to verify authenticity. The documents submitted are a valid driver's license, a selfie to make sure the person submitting matches the driver's license, insurance and registration. So we do use a company that runs our background checks and they do an overall document check, but our manual processors also look at each document to make sure that they are not expiring soon and that the selfie does match the driver's license and such. And then our drivers are business owners because they pay a monthly fee for our SaaS platform and they make referral income from referring consumers, drivers, and restaurants. They really are invested and committed to Trip Delivers. So you'll find that you have a different experience with our drivers over someone who maybe just signed up for a third-party delivery company, wants to do it every 4 or 5 days for maybe a couple of hours, and they're not truly invested in it and are paying a monthly fee to be able to do so. I'm going to stop right there for a second, check in with Evelyn, see if we have any questions that Evelyn needs answered verbally rather than just through chat.
Absolutely. So we have a question from Jim, and he's asking, can you clear up when the restaurant pays the $149 and the $99 if they want it?
Sure. We're going to get to that in just one moment when we go over restaurants. So let's save that question for that portion so that we don't get confused.
Perfect. So right now we don't have any questions so far. I think we can move forward.
Okay, perfect. All right. So then our consumers. So for consumers, its sign up is very easy. It takes less than a minute. Our order process is user-friendly. It's been tested numerous times to make sure all levels of technological users can effectively go through the process. We also strive to have a strong menu selection, keeping our consumers coming back over and over. We do no menu markup, no service fee, and transparent delivery fee and total. And our consumers can also earn referral income by referring consumers, drivers, and restaurants. Let's talk about menu markup for a little bit. So originally we were not going to allow for menu markup. Due to the current times though, and some of the food cost with distributors, we are going to allow some menu markup. So that's why I kind of stumbled over that for a second because we are currently allowing that. So how does the app look and what does it look like? So we will watch a small video and take a look at what it looks like.
So rider is going to open their rider app and begin to enter their information, starting with their phone number. Once they enter their phone number, it's going to send a one-time passcode. They'll enter that one-time passcode and it'll bring them to the screen that they will begin to enter their personal information: first name, last name, email address, and username. The username can be something they enter. If it's not already in our system, it will accept it, or they can choose for one that begins to auto-populate for them. So they'll hit next, which will then bring them to the delivery screen. It's going to default currently to delivery. They can do restaurant or grocery, and they'll see what restaurants are open or closed. They can pick on the restaurant they choose. The menu will populate, and they can then order. Looks like we're going to order a burger and 2 fries and hot dogs. Then it's going to bring us to the confirmation screen where we need to confirm the delivery address. It's going to auto-populate to where you currently reside, but you can move it if you're having it delivered somewhere else. You can put in an apartment number, and then you load to the place where you can complete the order. Looks like we're going to move it down to 1 hot dog and fries instead of 2, and add a tip. So the tip is currently in dollar amounts, does have a custom box. It will soon change to percentage. From there, if you've never ordered before, it's going to ask you to enter your credit card information. And that's the standard information that it's always going to ask, like your card number, the expiration date, the CVV from the back, name on the card, and then it's also going to do your billing address, which may be different from the delivery address. So you'll enter that information here. It will ask you for your email and phone number just to confirm. So you'll enter that information and you'll save that payment. Once that payment's been saved, it's going to take you to the next screen, which is to confirm that restaurant order that you just placed. So you've done that. You see everything that you ordered, and then you swipe over to confirm. You will receive a confirmation text as well as an email. And then you can kind of track your order by going to your order history and seeing what step along the process it's currently in. From there, we'll show you what it's going to look like from the driver's side. So the driver will start also with a phone number. They're going to enter that. It's going to again generate that one-time passcode that they will enter. And then they'll begin entering their information. So first name, last name, their username, which again, like a rider, you can either populate or type yourself. Gender, your email, date of birth, and then if you happen to have a referral code of someone who referred you, you could enter it there. That is an optional field. And then you'll pick what type of vehicle you have. In this instance, we have a car. And then we're going to find our address. So if I'm currently signed up where I'm sitting, it'll populate. You will currently have to enter a state again. However, once we get our geofencing complete, that will come off. You'll enter your social security number, which will take you to the next screen, which is entering all of your documentation. So you're going to upload your driver's license from your either photos, or you can take a photo. You're going to have to do a selfie to make sure that it fits, matches with that driver's license. And once you've done that, it then is going to ask for your insurance information and your vehicle registration information. So once you've uploaded that, you then will be done in the process until you are approved. So until those documents are approved, you won't be able to do any rides, and you're agreeing to those terms. And then of course, like I said, you can't purchase. So on our side, this is what our admin looks like. This allows us to go in and see what drivers are pending that have uploaded their documents that need approval. So part of our approval process is we'll go through, verify the documents. We can deny one or more of the documents based on various reasons, like blurred image or something to that effect. And we can also approve right on the spot. So after the 4 required documents have been approved, that driver then becomes active in the system. Once they're active in the system, they then will be able to complete deliveries and turn their driver app on. So it looks like we're still disapproving a few of the documents here. And you'll see that they then become an active driver and they then sit in the active status. So then we'll come back into the driver app because now they've been approved. So it's going to show us our two choices, the side hustler and the pro driver. They'll be able to pick what subscription model they want. And looks like this one is going to be the side hustler, and they'll be able to purchase. Because I've never made a purchase before as a driver, I will have to enter the card information. This is the card that I would want to pay with now. It will also remain as your monthly reoccurring card, but it can easily be changed in your back office as well. So we're entering our information. We then will have to do billing address because it may be different from where you currently sit. So all of that will be entered like it was for the rider. And then we'll again also ask for your email and phone number. Now, once that has been saved, it is going to bring us on in this process, which will allow someone to finally toggle on their driver app. So gonna have to confirm again that I wanted that side hustler, I want to charge it to that card, and now I'm done. So great thing is we will enter your ask then for your banking information. So we are going to ask for your routing number, your account number. We're going to ask for your tax ID or EIN. Also could be a social security number. The direct deposit type. So are we going to do this a checking or a savings? And then we're also going to ask your account type, whether that is going to be a personal account or a commercial account. So once that's been done and saved, you are official. So it'll populate to the map, and from there you can go to your menu and toggle it on, and you are now ready to drive. So from there you sit and you wait, and then guess what? You're gonna have an order come through. So it's going to give you a ringtone, and it's going to give you a pop-up that's going to say, would you like to accept this order? And it's going to then populate the menu. I'm sorry, the directions, and the directions are going to take you to the restaurant, and the restaurant, once you arrive, you'll hit arrive, and it's going to bring you into the information for the order, who you're picking up. Once you're ready to leave, you will then hit start delivery. And then once you arrive at your location, you'll mark it as delivered, and then you'll be able to rate your experience. So once you populate back in as the rider, you get a push notification that your order was delivered, and you'll be able to rate your experience as well. And then you'll be able to see that your ongoing orders will change along the process. So if you'll see this one moved on to prepare, and then the first one, it's complete because it was delivered. So that is for merchants. Once they are in their app, they will see the delivery list of orders that they have to approve, and they will be able to see the history of the orders. So currently they have an order to approve, so then they will approve or reject depending on the status. That will then update the rider, and that is the first step in the process before it ever gets assigned. Is that
Perfect. So I'll
Great
stop
stuff.
there a second. Yes. So that walks you through what it's like to sign up for both the driver and the consumer, and how our apps look and how they function. I'll stop there for a second. Evelyn, any questions?
We sure do. So we have Jim asking, my Refer and Earn app is not working. He does have a T-Mobile as a carrier. Currently, there is an issue with T-Mobile because it is blocking the number of characters when you send it through text. What we would recommend is you either send that text through, or the link through your WhatsApp or via email, then just copy that into your URL and you should be working. Let me know, Jim, if you have any issues by emailing us at support@tripdelivers.com. Now, Shanna, did you want to go back to his previous question, or did you want to kind of go over that later on?
Yeah, we're almost there.
Perfect.
In fact, now we're there. So how does Trip Deliver this covers your tablet or POS integration, your menu upload, marketing, and your onboarding fee. And then the restaurant will then pay a low flat fee of $3 per order that we deliver, or $2 per pickup or in-house delivery. Or if the restaurant chooses a deeper discount and you want to become a member, you will pay an annual membership fee of $99.99, which drops your delivery fees to $2 per order or $1 per consumer pickup or in-house delivery.
Hey, Shanna, can I
Yes.
just stop you for 1 second? Can we just go over the first part? Because I think we lost you there for a couple of seconds.
I thought so too. My
Yeah,
internet was unstable for a moment. So there's no third-party commission. You pay $149.99 one-time activation fee. That basically covers your tablet or POS integration fee, your menu upload, the marketing materials you're going to receive, and your onboarding fee. So from there, every time you get an order that Trip delivers for you, it's a $3 per order fee. So no commission, off every order, it's going to be $3 if we deliver. If the consumer orders through our app but chooses pickup or in-house delivery, meaning your delivery drivers, it's $2 per order. Now, let's say that you know for sure that currently you're getting over 100 orders per month and that you're just killing it on delivery, and you'd want lower than that. You'd want to do the annual membership fee of $99.99, which drops your per Trip delivered order price to $2, and your consumer pickup or in-house delivery for just $1. So when do you pay the $149.99 or the $99.99? So keep in mind the annual membership fee is optional, but it does drop your per order delivery fee and your consumer pickup or in-house delivery fee down. So do the math. Saves you $1 every single time. As soon as you hit 100 orders, you've paid for it basically. So you're saving every dollar after that. So you know your business, you know how many orders you're getting, you would know whether that membership fee is going to be right for you and your business. But you do not pay that money today. What you pay today is a $1, basically holds your spot fee. The activation fee will be charged once the market is ready to go live. So about 2 weeks before the market is ready to go live, we will reach out, let you know that your card will be charged the remaining $148.99. And at that time, you can choose whether or not you want to participate in the optional membership fee of $99.99. Keep in mind, you do get your own merchant account. So those funds are going to be deposited into your bank account within 24 to 72 hours. So do tons of deliveries today. And then within 24 to 72 hours, you will have that deposit hit your bank. So I'll stop right there. So that covered Jim's question of when is the activation fee charged. So $1 now, and then once the market's ready to go live, you will get an email and the remaining balance will be charged. Now, I'm sure a follow-up question that we're going to receive is when will all the markets go live? So that's going to be totally dependent on each individual market. We take into account the size of the market, the selection of the type of restaurants that we have ready to go, and the number of drivers. The worst thing to do would be to go live in a market like Atlanta with 4 drivers and 8 restaurants, 7 of which are burger places. So we want to make sure we have the selection for the consumers. We want to make sure we have the drivers for both the restaurants and the consumers. And we want to make sure that we have adequate of both for the size of the market.
great stuff. Hey, Shan, I do have a quick question because I think we got clarity. The restaurant will get their funds within 24 hours. So when it hits their bank account, they should be receiving those funds within 24 hours. So
Yeah.
it's a shortened period.
Yeah, the only time it's kind of 72 is if they're processing on Friday, they're not going to get that money until Monday.
Perfect. I do have one other question from Daniel,
Sure.
which I think you also went over a little while ago. It says Trip Delivers isn't marking up the menus in the app, but the restaurants can. So
Correct.
is it still the same cost in the app as it is in the restaurant?
So we are going to, during these times of COVID, allow for menu markup. So we will no longer be controlling the menu and making sure that the menu prices and the restaurant price of their menu and what they're showing on Trip Delivers matches. Now, what we're doing is we're taking their menu and we're uploading that directly to our site and our app. So we're currently going to go off the prices on the menu, but we are going to go off of whatever menu was provided to us from the restaurant. So if you have a to-go menu that's different than an in-house eating menu, we're going by the pricing that's been provided.
And I believe that each merchant also can go ahead and go back into their back office, and if you would like, because as Shanna mentioned, if you want to change the pricing, you're able to do so because of COVID times right now.
Exactly.
So Neil Howe just is asking, in Atlanta, how many restaurants would you need to open? Do you want to?
Yeah, so at this
Answer that.
moment, we don't know because we don't know the type of selection that's going to be added. So we can't just say a flat number of restaurants because, like I gave the example, if there was 8 restaurants and 7 of them were burger places, that wouldn't give us the selection that the consumers would find interesting enough to come back to time and time again. So it's not really a set number. It is definitely a number plus selection. But we do look at them on a daily basis. We know what markets are close. We know what is needed, and we definitely will make sure that we support the market to be able to get them all live.
And do you think that also plays a part in, let's just say we have 100 restaurants signed up and we only have 5 drivers? Do you
Oh,
think that
for
also plays a part in us opening up that market?
Oh yeah, for sure. We would definitely not want to open up a market with a ton of restaurants, a ton of consumers, and no drivers. So at that time, we would do a large push for drivers in that particular market so that we could go live, because that would be all that we would be lacking.
So I guess we have a couple of people that says, do you have a ballpark figure of how many restaurants we should have when a market opens, like a safe number?
We don't, just because markets are different by size. So it's going to depend on the size of the market, the selection, and the menu. So I would say we don't have a exact number, and that's a little bit too hard to answer with a very generic response. But I could tell you, let's say a city, 250,000 people, you typically do a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 drivers to every 1 restaurant. And I would say we would need roughly around 20 restaurants with a nice selection to be able to launch that size market. So it's a very rough example.
So Mike, you're asking, for instance, 100 restaurants and 100 drivers. So it would also depend, the 100 restaurants and 100 drivers would depend on the population of that area that you're looking at. So Shanna just gave that the hypothetical of a population in an area broken down to how many drivers you would need and how many restaurants we would need to open that market. The next question we have is from Daniel again. Since restaurants are in charge of their site of the platform, would they be able to charge a service fee if they want to?
So
because there's no, go ahead, sorry.
So Bob, who is our founder, has recently announced that on a call that a service fee, so to say, can be added. And really this was put in place to help offset for smaller merchants. So if we're talking a coffee shop or ice cream or gelato, where their average ticket is $10, $12, the flat fee some type of
Anna?
merchants. So we did put in place where they will have the ability. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we just lost you there for a second.
Sorry. So, really meant for smaller merchants like the gelatos, coffee shops of the world where their tickets are smaller, $10 to $12, where the flat fee of $3 was a little high when looking at their average ticket cost. So there is a way now that merchants will be able to add a service fee to each order.
Great stuff.
Now, unlike our third-party delivery competition or competitors, that money is kept by them. So let's say I ordered from Uber Eats tonight and I pay a service fee, that service fee goes into the pockets of Uber Eats. For us, that service fee is going to stay with the restaurant, is not our service fee.
Great. Do we have any other questions on the YouTube channel or on the Zoom meeting?
I will keep going if not.
Looks like we can move forward.
Perfect. So obviously when you go to look at, the average restaurant and the competition, all of our third party companies are going to be charging somewhere between 15 to 40% commission, just depending on how well you negotiated as a restaurateur when setting your contracts with them. They also do a service fee, and then the receipts normally aren't very transparent for those companies. So as a consumer, I'm purchasing sometimes, like with Postmates, I have no idea what my total is going to be until the end, which is not always the best way to do it. And it's not very transparent for the consumer. So let's just do a small breakdown of how Trip Delivers offers savings. So let's say if a restaurant received 200 orders per month, what would the cost of Trip Delivers versus Uber Eats be? So with Uber Eats, they currently advertise a $350 activation fee. So if we broke that down to a 12-month payment, it's $29.17 per month. So if you did 200 orders, and we're assuming all of these orders are a $30 average. So if you did 200 orders at $30 a piece, and you're paying their advertised 30% commission, where if you went to their website today, Uber Eats is going to tell you they charge a $350 activation fee and their commission is 30%. That is $1,800. So your total monthly cost for those 200 orders through Uber Eats, it's going to cost your restaurant $1,829.17 per month. Now, if you did that same thing with Trip Delivers, you decided to become a member, you paid your $149.99 activation fee, broken out over 12 months, that's $12.49. You also decided to become a member, so you paid that $99.99 membership fee. That equals $8.33 per month. You did 200 orders, all delivery. So because you're a member, they're $2 each. That's $400. And then your credit card processing fee is a 2.9% credit card processing fee through that merchant account that is set up through Trip Delivers. That's $174. And then there's a 5-cent per swipe fee times that 200 is $10. So all of that combined, your monthly cost is $6.04. I mean, $604.82. So if you use Trip Delivers over Uber Eats, you would save $1,224.35 monthly, or over $14,000 annually. So the savings is huge. It's immense. If you then took that same scenario and you said, oh my gosh, I'm paying DoorDash 30%, I'm paying Uber Eats 30%, I'm paying Grubhub 30%. Do the math. I mean, you could take that $15,000 and multiply it times 3. And, that's a significant amount of money. So is $15,000 though. So I'll stop right there. Evelyn, did that draw up any questions?
No, it didn't. So if I sign up with Trip and I start delivering, I can use the extra money to go on vacation.
That's right. Absolutely. Or put your kids through college or dance or pay off a car or whatever you may do with it. So
Right.
you're a restaurateur. What happens next? So whomever invited you to this training, information, whatever you want to call it, will give you a link. You can fill out that link. It's going to be basic information like your business name, your EIN, your address, phone number, email, very simple information. From there, we have a white glove team that basically will reach out to you. They're going to send you an email. You're going to fill out 2 onboarding forms. One is where you upload your menu, your logo, and then the other is to pick if you're going to do POS integration or have a tablet shipped. So after you filled that out, we start the process of creating your menu, sending that link to you to be approved. We don't upload any menus live ready for orders until it has been approved. And then we get your tablet shipped or work on integrating your POS through API. So we do that, and then you're live and ready for orders. So those are the onboarding process, and those are the steps of what happens after you sign up via the link that's provided to you from whomever introduced you to tonight. So with that, that is all the information that we have tonight to share with you about Trip Delivers. Any additional questions, comments, concerns, Evelyn?
We sure do. So we have the first question from somebody with a Galaxy Note 20. Will the will the marketers be able to sign up as part-time for $40 monthly fee and or full-time at $99 monthly?
Correct. So we have basically a program that allows you to make a higher commission. So consumers and consumers and drivers make a different commission percentage because consumers pay nothing and drivers pay the monthly fee, so they get a higher commission off of those referrals of restaurants, drivers, and consumers. Well, there were some people who wanted to take advantage of the driver program, but never actually wanted to drive or don't own a car or those sort of things. So we've created a new marketer program that basically pays you like a driver without having to submit any of the driver documentation and never having to drive. So to answer your question, yes, the marketer plan looks and feels just like the driver plans of $39.99 or $99.99 monthly. Only difference is you don't have to upload any docs to drive, and your app will not allow you to accept orders for delivery or riders to ride once that part goes live.
Perfect. So we do have a question from Juan. He's asking, what if an owner owns multiple restaurants? How do we register those, and do we give any discounts?
Sure. So any amount over 10 locations, there is a discount on your activation fee. If you fall into that category of 10 or more locations and you want to receive that information, just email support@tripdelivers.com. It is going to depend on the number of locations you have. Over 10, because 10 and obviously 40 would be treated differently, or 100, however many you may have. So email that information in and we'll get you your activation fee price. And then what was the second part to that question?
How do we register multiple locations? So
So you
Yep,
use
go.
so you use the exact same link that was sent to you, and you have to sign up every single restaurant separately. So when you go to sign in, you do have to have a separate phone number and separate email for every location. But given how the setup of most restaurants work, each restaurant would have its own phone number and own email. So that should be of no issue, but you would just want to use the same link that was provided to you to sign up each one separately.
Perfect. Neil is actually asking if they can have a screenshot of some of these slides. We are going to be putting this up on the back office. You can actually get the presentation on there. And our last question for the evening is from Mike. He really would like an answer on the number of restaurants and number of drivers to open up a city. So Mike, what I would suggest, if you email us at support@tripdelivers.com and let us know where your location is, we can help you out. Give a ballpark estimate. Again, it's not a guarantee that we can open a market with that number that we're guesstimating, but at least it gives you some sort of idea of what's needed. Because there are factors that play into it, i.e. what Shannon mentioned. We can't have 8 burger places signed up with all those just being the restaurants that we've signed up. We have to have a variety as well.
Yeah.
I can't
And
speak
also
tonight.
location. So New York City and Dallas, both big cities, but a mile in New York City versus a mile in Dallas are 2 very different miles.
So they're asking, what if one owner has more than 10, but they are not all the same, a wing spot, an Italian spot? So Daniel, they can actually sign up all of those restaurants and they would just have to put the names down and let us know what type of restaurants they have.
And if they're looking for a discount on the activation fee because they do have over 10 locations, it doesn't have to be 10 of the same menu or the same name. They just have to be the owner of 10 or more restaurants, 10 or more locations, basically. So it could be a variety of different types.
Perfect. Mike, again, you've mentioned you're in PG County, Maryland. If you can please send that to us at support@tripdelivers.com, then we can reply back with you on the answer because we have to look at some other factors as well. And Neil is asking, Bob mentioned that 10%. So if Atlanta has 12,000 restaurants, we need 1,200 to open. I'm not quite sure what that means, but Neil, if you want to reach out to us again at support@tripdelivers, we can go ahead and answer your question as well. The maximum age of delivery vehicle.
So that is currently, because you aren't putting riders in your vehicle and it's food being delivered, there is currently no range of age of cars. So there's no requirement to say like 2008 and newer. It is of any age. Once we open up for riders as well and COVID passes and all of those things, there might be some stipulations put in, but currently to deliver food only, there was not.
I think it'd be cool to get my food delivery in a vintage car.
Heck yeah.
What is the maximum mile that the delivery driver can travel from the restaurant?
So let's not talk about restaurant, but let's talk about, or driver, let's just talk about restaurants in general. So we have an 8-mile radius built in. So if I am a consumer and I am currently sitting at my home, I'm going to see restaurants within an 8-mile radius of myself. So from the restaurant to that consumer's home, the maximum a driver would travel is 8 miles. Since I don't know where the driver started from to be able to get to the restaurant before getting to the consumer, I don't know total mileage, but I can tell you the max from restaurant to consumer would be 8 miles.
So Daniel is asking, I can deliver food at my 1925 Model T. And Daniel, you can, and if you are somewhere in the East Coast, I would love for you to bring that car over to me and deliver my food.
What kind of gas mileage does that thing get? I don't know if that would be the most efficient way to do it, but you can totally do it.
It's actually, I would love to ride that. It's actually a pretty cool car. Perfect. Do we have any other questions or concerns, comments or queries? Going once, going twice. So again, if you have any questions or concerns, please contact us at support@tripdelivers.com. Again, it's at support@tripdelivers.com. Thanks, guys, so much.
Thank
Shanna,
you.
thank you.
Yeah, have a good night and a great weekend.
You too. Have a great evening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.